Hi, my name is Paul Bridle and I study effective organizations and the people that lead them. And I've been doing that for 21 years now. Recently, I started to reflect on what people were saying to me. People coming up and saying, you know, that is a really great presentation. I wish I could have shared that with my people. And I got to thinking, well, why can't we present information that people can discuss back in the workplace for themselves? What if we took real-life examples of outstanding organizations and presented it in a format where you could sit down with your people and discuss what you learned from them, what was valuable in what they were doing? By the way, the idea was not to copy someone else, because if you try and copy someone else, you'll never get it perfectly right. But if you could take the principles of what they were doing and it inspired you to think about your organization and how you could apply the same principles, that could be quite innovative and could be quite dynamic. And that's why we called it the Be Inspired series. We've taken some organizations, looked at what they've done, created a little case study from them, and put it together in a format which allows you to have discussion with your people. Often these are in segments. I introduce them, I point out the learning points from these case studies, and then get you to listen to the people actually in the business, whether it be the owners of the business or the staff or whoever it is. And so in segment by segment, you can look at what the organization does and then discuss it internally with your people. In this promo, we're just going to show you a few segments of what you would typically find on one of our case studies. I hope you enjoy it. Cesco believes in energy. In fact, if you go into his restaurants, every restaurant in a big red neon sign is the words urban energy.
The way that you move, the way that you operate, the things that you do, subconsciously you don't realize it, but you are giving me the best of you that you can. And me as the restaurateur and me as the customer is benefiting from that application that you're giving. That is a positive energy. That is the positive energy that you feel.
What made you want to work for PRIMI?
It was about the energy and the vibe. I've been in.
So discuss in your workplace what's missing. What the balance there between the necessity for intent and the need for the energy in the workplace and who's got what responsibility. Talk that through about your business. Everybody in the school understands the standards, what their contribution to those standards are, and how important those standards are to the school. Come see what I mean.
The induction starts with me again, because I'm the person who sets the standards in the school, and this is followed up by other staff, the year heads and the tutors and so on. But in the if you think about a brand new Year 7 arriving in the school, the first thing they encounter is an assembly with me. And I go through the standards about why it's going to be different from their primary school.
We just follow general rules. We've got a guideline within our handbook that tells us what to do. Right. And everyone sticks to that handbook.
Very, very clear procedures for the way staff dress. And whenever anybody's appointed to the school, and it's also in the staff handbook, that we expect everybody to dress professionally. And if people are unsure what that means when they come, particularly if they come from other schools where there isn't such a strict dress code, we say to come dressed as if you're expecting to be interviewed.
Right. I think the number one thing about students is you create an atmosphere within a school. You create an atmosphere within which learning can take place. And you can't do that just at the level of the individual teacher isolated in their classrooms. It has to be done at the institutional level. The whole
100%. I mean, we measure everything. I mean, I almost take it for granted. You become part of how we do business. You know, we have goals, we measure the goals. It's all about the right people. And also making sure that we keep pushing ourselves to get better.
That's correct. And we do measure everything.
Truly every part of my day is monitored and recorded, and you can see even from the flat screen here that everything we do is really recorded. I think because we realize the benefit out of it. So there's something for me that I gain by being able to enter my data in there. So I manage over 100 accounts, and I need to be able to keep track of everything that's going on there and be able to see who's calling people when, and it's really collaborative. So you know that I'm on the sales team, but I also can collaborate with the consulting group because everything I'm doing is documented within the system.
Yeah, but even just the way you grow a business. I mean, what we did as a $3 million business changed as a $10 million business. That had to change again as a $20 million business and a $50 million business. I think you can't be the same as you were as a $3 million business. I wish I could still know everybody inside of our business. There was a time I was so proud that I knew everybody by name. I knew their wife's name. I knew what their kids did or whatever. You know what? And then I went, I can't do that anymore, so I'll capture it with some form of database. Well, that was good for a while too, but then it became really impersonal. Let's say your kids got sent a birthday card for me out of a database somewhere because it was really impersonal. I had no idea who your kids are. I had to get to a point and go, you know what? That's not as important anymore as it was in the early days of business. What is important, though, is that the people down below me, next levels down, think it's still important for them to know those sort of things at their own base level.